with you, Brian. No, no. I mean, should we go to the top of where it all began?
Well, I don't know.
Or would you rather not?
No, I want him to. And I tell you why I want him to, because Brian, you were the very, very first rock singer I ever saw on stage.
Really? Where?
It was at the London Palladium. I'm 13 years old. I had tickets to see Slade. I'd never seen a rock band ever. I think I lived next door to a pub growing up, so I'd heard sort of pub singers, in my life, but I'd never seen any rock band. I only watching Top of the Pops. You were supporting Slade and in Geordie, and it was the first impression I ever got of a rock star, rock singer, and I was blown away. I remember thinking this was incredible stuff. Easily competed with Noddy when he came home. And the funny thing is, you and Noddy both were up for the AC/DC, weren't you?
Yeah, well, Noddy said he wasn't up personally, but his management were. And he said at the time, Slade was still doing pretty well, and he said, so I didn't really, feel like I needed to move to something I wasn't sure about anyway. So that was his thing, but thanks, Noddy.
So Geordie, we got to talk about you growing up in Newcastle and how you ended up finding out you were a singer.
Well, first of all, you're not going to believe this, but I was in the Sea Scouts, you see, the Dunston 5th Time Sea Scouts. And I had a thing called the gang shows. And we all had an audition and all that. And I ended up singing 2 solo songs, which were, fucking hell, what was it? This is the morning of your life. Real punchy song. And Stay After School was another one. Stay After School. So anyway, from there, they said, the local church said, would you like to join the choir? And I went, not really. And they said, we'll give you a 2 and 6 for a Sunday morning. I said, I'll have some of that.
I thought it was going to be a biscuit or something.
No, but that was it. But then, when I left school, I went to work at C.A. Parsons as an engineer, you see. And I went to the apprentice school, and it was just about the time the Stones, the Beatles, and everybody was forming a band. There was 60 guys in this school, and we all formed bands. And I didn't have any money, so I naturally became the singer. And I remember I went to Miller's Music Store in Newcastle, you see, and there was a 10-watt Selma. it was 10 fucking watts in a crystal mic, and it came to 20.
Would it touch the sides with Angus, would it? I mean,
it was 23 guineas. And
guineas, come on.
Guineas, it was guineas, I swear on my mother's life. And my dad was with us, and he signed the HP agreement. And was to form this band with Stevie Chance and all that down in Walker. And we learned 8 songs. I think they were all Chuck Berry songs. We learned 8 songs. And we went to do our first gig at the Walker Boys Club. And there was about 22 people in. There wasn't any coffee, no pop. It was just these kids. And the vicar introduced her, and he said, "What's your name?" I said, "We haven't got that far yet." So we started, and I've suddenly realised that in them days, the mic lead was only about 4 foot long. What I really mean, remember, you had to fit your own plug on.
Was it curly as well?
No, it wasn't. It was just straight. And we sang the 8 songs, and of course, nobody was interested. They were just leaning against the wall, smoking. And so we said, well, we'll do. So we played the same songs 4 times. And that's what got us through the night. But the funny thing was, to get there, we all carried the equipment to the bus stop and waited for the trolley bus to come. So we were getting on, and the conductor's going, "You cannot bring that shite in here. Go on, get off." It was, "Oh, mate," So we stuck the drums under the stairs, upstairs. And it was only 2 stops, but we got up, and that was our first band transport. It was fucking crazy what we did.
And when did they become, you became Geordie, those guys?
No, that was the Gobi Desert Canoe Club.
Yeah, where did that name come from? Right. Because, that's a very wacky, that's a very art school kind of name.
I think I saw it in the back of the NME on a T-shirt or something. I don't know, but I thought it was dead fucking hip.
Yeah.
But everybody had long names then, like...
It's a psychedelic period.
But we had short hair and everything, we were all... couldn't grow a hair long in the factory, but then...
Oh, well, hang on, what was it? What, there was a hair code at the factory? Did you say?
Yeah. If you did
Wow.
long hair, you had to wear a hairnet. Of course, we didn't want to do that. So anyway, the bigger bands started to come round and ask us to sing for them. And there was one band that were called Bob Wire, I think. And they said, "Hey, do you want to come along and have a sing?" And I went, "Oh, they had a van and everything." So I went along and they said, "Here, set your gear up." And I pulled this Selma out, it was the size of a briefcase. And they went, "What's that?" I said, "That's me gear." He went, "Oh, no, no." He said, "No, I'm sorry, mate. You've got to bring your own gear." So I didn't know what to do, and I was all. So a friend at work says, "You can make extra money in the Territorial Army." I went, "Really?" So
What band was that?
I went in and
They only play at weekends.
Yeah. But when I joined up, when I looked, and I went up, and my friend Jimmy Shane and Geordie Beveridge, and we went in and I signed up. And it wasn't until I come out, I looked, I said, "That says the Parachute Regiment." And they went, "Well, of course. That's where you make the big bucks. You get £8 for every parachute jump you do." I went,